There was an E. coli outbreak in McDonald's directly after Donald Trump did his political photo stunt there. Here's how demented and broken my brain is from the past years of being completely gaslit, lied to, and messed with by the government and the media, the lockdowns, the COVID, the health stuff. When I saw that trending, I was like, this can't be true. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. This is too much of a coincidence. I was like, yeah, they'd totally be willing to take down some small chain franchise operators just because they're mad that Donald Trump used McDonald's for the photo stunt. They're like, you know what? Release the E. coli! And then some weird little guy who's got like a little bit like the guy I imagine in like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I just imagine him with, showing up somewhere with some contaminated onions. I think somebody died from it. And many people were sick. But those kinds of coincidences, you're like, really? 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 This is the problem with institutional distrust, is that it very well could have been just a regular old E. coli outbreak, but because it came directly on the heels of Donald Trump having a very successful photo op with them.
This is all on Trump. Oh, all on Trump. I'm allowed to do that, right?
Yeah. Everyone was like, this isn't real. Like, I'm not going to believe there's some public health crisis until there are zombies at my door. That's what's happened to a lot of people now.
That's where we are now.
They're going to be like, there's zombies. You'll be like, there aren't zombies. And then someone will be like, there's zombies. And you're like, no. And it'll be trending. And then you're like, maybe there are zombies. But you'll be like, this has got to be AI generated zombies. And then it'll be like, and it won't be real until a zombie is like breaking through my front window. And then you're going to be like, oh, there were zombies. I blame you, China. I just automatically assumed it was the deep state punishing Trump. That's not where my brain used to go. I'm a normie, guys. I'm not one of these people. I guess I am now. Like, have we all been turned into Alex Jones?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
The E. coli outbreak is just the left trying to kill Trump voters. Who the fuck orders quarter pounders at McDonald's anyway? People order those?
Royale with cheese. Royale with cheese.
And like all the kids these days, they're immune to E. coli from all the ass eating that they do.
I thought the kids weren't having sex.
No, because they're eating ass.
This is going to be at the party? Oh, is that another ass? Don't mind if I...
Like,
instead of having sex?
Even if they're not having sex as much, they're eating ass in more numbers than we ever were, which was never. It's like a thing.
Excuse me, miss. It appears that you have an uneaten ass. Allow me.
I'm not into it. Because I don't want to get E. coli. There was also a weird thread going around that I saw that someone got E. coli in their like pee-pee hole from what are they called? The like
a bidet.
A bidet. The beehole blaster toilets. Yeah, someone got E. coli from a bidet and they were like getting sick and they couldn't figure out why. And finally they found out they had like this resistant strain of E. coli that they got because the water blasted the poop into their pee-pee.
Ew.
I always did wonder about that with bidets though.
Yeah.
And if they don't have dryers, you're like, great, now I just have a wet butthole.
I know.
Not everyone is pro bidet. Speaking of bad things that could happen to your penis, are you worried you have an STD or your vagina? We've all been there, or maybe you haven't been there, in which case you probably need to go have more sex, or you need to go get frisky in the retirement home. Like they're all passing the STDs around. Don't go fuck old people. Okay, wait, back it up. No one likes to think about STDs, but if you're sexually active, you should be thinking about them and you should be getting routine STD and STI screenings. Be responsible, people. Now you can skip the doctor and buy your own STD and STI tests online with Quest. QuestHealth.com offers comprehensive STD panels and individual STI screenings with several collection methods. It's as easy as purchasing a test from QuestHealth.com and visiting a nearby Quest Diagnostics location for sample collection, and your results are delivered online quickly and discreetly. STD testing with Quest keeps the results off your insurance as well. Visit QuestHealth.com today. Use the code FIRE to get 25% off. That's QuestHealth.com and use the code FIRE for 25% off. The link is in the description below. Now let's check the weather with Yanis Villagrán.
Al igual que para Hollywood, 54 para Havana y 51 en Oxnard. Para el día de mañana, ráfagas de viento de hasta 50 millas por hora. Las temperaturas estarán...
Thank you, Giannis. The only thing that keeps Dumpster Fire going is you. It is how we are able to continue making all this awesome content on a regular basis. So please subscribe at Phetasy.com. We want you in the community. We have so much fun in there, and there's lots of content, and you get to see the unedited versions of Dumpster Fires behind the paywall, and we leave a lot of content there. It's really just Maggie and I talking shit to each other and having fun, and me telling ridiculous stories. Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and touch my bells and buttons.
President in waiting.
I would do better than Kamala in a presidential campaign.
Oh, yeah.
I'm now convinced of it. After seeing the past week of Kamala on her nonsense talking tour 2024, I've decided that I could run for president and do a better job than her. Here's what's the most infuriating part of this. There are so many more competent women who should be running for president that if she does win for president, it will be the last time a woman is ever president again. It is so infuriating that this is the person that we're putting up. There are so many articulate, brilliant, smart, quick on their feet, funny, charming. Tulsi Gabbard is hot. Like, let's get someone in there who knows how to actually lead and inspire and have a coherent answer that makes sense.
So I may not be quick to have the answer as soon as you ask it about a specific policy issue sometimes, because I'm going to want to research it. I'm going to want to study it. I'm kind of a nerd sometimes, I confess.
She did an event with Maria Shriver and Liz Cheney because, you know, the Cheneys are Democrats now. And she gave the most nonsensical, long-winded answer.
We cannot despair. You know, the nature of a democracy is such that I think there's a duality.
We had a very Darrison bite. Let's go to Terry's and look for the bit. They have the...
I still actually have no idea what she was freaking talking about, and it was 2 minutes long, and you could see both women were fidgeting and looking around.
It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it.
I'm pretty sure that's when they probably realized this woman has no business going on Joe Rogan. Then she did a event. You know the campaign is in trouble when they're just doubling down on Trump is literally Hitler. And she was pointing out that Trump allegedly made a comment about how he wished he had had some, generals like Hitler had around him.
Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired 4-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had.
I'm not defending him making this comment. If he did or didn't, who fucking knows when it comes to Trump. Trump is Hitler doesn't work. It's become a meme. When something's become a meme, it's lost all power. How many times do we need to explain this here on Dumpster Fire? Why are you running a campaign like it's 2016 again? I don't understand what is happening. You can't be like, everything is literally Hitler. Here we are again.
Yeah, everyone I don't like is literally Hitler.
It's just not going to work. The butt Trump just isn't working like it was working in 2016, like it worked in 2020. It has been the media that has cried literally Hitler for 8 years, and people don't believe it anymore. You've worn them out. And then to prove that Kamala is truly just allergic to questions of all kind. She did a CNN town hall, and I'm pretty sure she didn't answer a single question.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
I think what he did and how he did it did not make much sense because he actually didn't do much of anything. I just talked about that wall, right? We just talked about it. He didn't actually do much of anything.
But you do want to build some wall.
I want to strengthen our border.
It was like the most magical feat I've ever seen. When Kamala was asked what one of the mistakes she made that she learned from, it was like that joke answer that we all have for an interview. Like, I just care too much.
Is there something you can point to in your life, political life or in your life in the last 4 years, that you think is a mistake that you have learned from?
I mean, I've probably worked very hard at making sure that I am well versed on issues, and I think that is very important. It's a mistake not to be well versed on an issue and feel compelled to answer a question.
I think what really my biggest defect of character is that it's probably my humility. I'm really just humble about how I got here and how hard I've worked and how amazing the people are around me.
What weaknesses do you bring to the table, and how do you plan to overcome them while you're in office?
That's a great question, Joe. Well, I am certainly not perfect, so let's start there. Perhaps a weakness, some would say, but I actually think it's a strength, is I really do value having a team of very smart people around me who bring to my decision-making process different perspectives.
And one of the mistakes I think I've made is trusting that people can view me the way I view myself now that I'm unburdened by what has been and become and will be. Being in the unburdened ever present now, I've realized that the border and the wall are really one. We can solve the problem if the problem solves itself. But the problem is the equation in reverse when you back out of the driveway and you're looking over your shoulder and you run over a child on a tricycle, but you didn't actually run them over. They drove into your path. That's the way we've got to see how these equations affect a normal American. It is truly just do not despair. Do not despair when you murder a child accidentally. It is not your fault. You see, what has happened before is what will happen in the future. I won't put you in jail now, but I might have back then. But you see, weed is going to bring us all together before it tears us all apart.
That was impressive. That was impressive, nonsensical speaking.
Thank you.
It's difficult to do.
I've been practicing. What's interesting to me is that the more she speaks, the more terrified of her I am, which is, it should be the feeling I have with Trump when he's talking about Arnold Palmer's dick.
He took showers with the other pros. They came out of there. They said, oh, my God.
Or when he's talking about eating the cats. But with her, it is more just the emptiness and the void that is terrifying, because then I ask myself, well, what power is going to fill that void? Because it's going to be something, because there is nothing there.
When we were watching one of the clips, I was like, why do I believe her less than I believe Trump? And I was like, that's crazy to me. I really, I mistrust him a lot. I don't,
yeah, he's a liar. And we know he's a liar.
And I somehow believe her less than I do him.
He's a liar, and I think he believes his own lies. With her, it's like you feel this fucking terrifying vacuum, and that is only going to be filled with power. When you hear her talking, you're like, oh God, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Since I can't trust anything with my eyes or ears or anything, I have really been trying to get quiet and listen to those gut body reactions to this election. You guys, we have amazing election 2024 merch that we've had for like 6 months, so we haven't been promoting it all because we are morons. And go there, buy some before we take it all away, because it's going to be limited edition at this point. Once the election's over, we're going to get rid of it. If you are a subscriber, you get a discount on all of our merch. Another reason to subscribe. And you go to BridgetPhetasy.com, get some election kits, get some cool t-shirts and posters, and let's make nothing matter together. Let's make nothing matter together. I'm going to be in Miami next week. So if you are in Florida, I might be doing a show, maybe there if I have time. I will let you know if I am. I will be performing at Mothership on the 19th at the Bottom of the Barrel show, which is a like, let your mind flow. It's like you pick out a topic and just go with it and riff. It's a super fun show. It's just bonkers. You never know who's going to drop in. And so there are still tickets left for that, which is amazing. If you're in Texas, or you're going to be, November 19th, I was on the podcast with my friend. Go to chattingwithcandace.com and you can find the episode. Nothing like two reformed sluts talking incoherently for an hour. I think you'll like it. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our supporters. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, telling your friends. And now, to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
This is quite a treasure trove of information. The challenge now is to make some sense of it.
Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can join the Illuminati. No, I don't want to join the Illuminati.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.